to a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. Hope this is finding you and yours doing well this weekend. My name is Angela Petrilli, here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. So today I'm going to be teaching you one of my favorite Warren Haynes tunes. It's going to be Soulshine. Such a fun song, played by the Allman brothers as well as Government Mule. Really great tune. So have your electric guitar in standard tuning for this one. If you only have an acoustic, that's okay. But definitely if you've got an electric, it's going to be really awesome. As always, you guys are enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really does help me out a ton. And if you want to check out all of the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including the sweet Fishman Fluence pickups that I have in my Strat today, go ahead and click the link down below in the video description to learn more. And many of you ask how you can support me for these lessons that I do here weekly on YouTube. I have a Patreon page. I have a Bandcamp with original music. Those of you in Los Angeles, I'm playing at the Mint on August 2nd, 2025. You can come check it out. It's good stuff. So all of that really does help me out a ton. And as always, it's such a joy to do these week after week. So as always, you know I like to ask a question before we get started. So please do let me know where you are tuning in from, and how about your favorite Allman Brothers song or Government Mule song? Put it in the comments below. I want to know. Electric guitar, standard tuning. Let's have some fun today. Here is the awesome song, Soulshine. Really great one. So let's go ahead and get started. The intro solo is so absolutely delicious and perfect. Warren Haynes is one of my favorite guitar players, and this solo is fantastic. So we're going to use the first half of this lesson to learn that solo. So great. So let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to break this up into numerous bite-sized chunks so you guys can take it bit by bit. So let's look at the first one here. It looks and sounds like this. Okay, so really friendly little pattern there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our third finger, placing that on the 3rd fret of the D string. It's going to be an F note. We're going to slide it up to G, 5th fret of the D string. From there, you're going to get your first finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, which is a B flat. You're going to strike that note 2 times. And you're going to go back to that G note, 5th fret. From here, you're going to get your 3rd finger. I want you to place that on the 5th fret of the G string, okay? That's going to be a C note, and you're going to bend that twice. So it's going to sound like this, nice and slowly, the whole first section. Just like that. Okay, part 1, not too bad. So let's go ahead and now look at part 2. So there's a little bit of a scrape. Warren Haynes does this a lot in his playing. Really cool touch. I love it, and I do it in my playing too. This is part 2. Okay, really soulful. So to get that kind of scrape, it's almost like you're leading into that note. So I put this part of my hand down, so this is on my strumming hand, okay? Kind of towards the bridge, pick up in the bridge. I'm not doing this. I'm using that part of my hand, just like that. And then with my first finger, I want to go ahead and place that on the 4th fret of the B string. It's going to be an E flat. Okay, and that's the note we want to land on, 4th fret of the B string. Then from there, we're going to go to F, 6th fret of the B string. Okay. From there, I like to use my 2nd finger to do this. Go to the 5th fret of the G string and bend it up slightly. Then bring it back to true, 5th fret of that G string, okay, C note, and give it a little vibrato at the end of the 2nd one, okay? So that's going to sound like this slowly. And see that vibrato? I'm moving that 2nd finger, or 3rd finger if you prefer, okay? I'm doing like little tiny movements, up, down, just in really, really tight form. Okay, so let's do part 1 and part 2, slowly. It's good stuff. Good blues and B flat, gotta love it. So the next one is gonna be this. Okay, we're staying in the same area. This is great. So we're gonna get, again, 3rd finger on that 5th fret of the G string, C, whole step bend, bring it back to true, then go to that B flat 3rd fret. Okay, from there, you're gonna place the 5th fret of the D string, that is going to be G. Okay, if we speed it up, that's what it sounds like for context. Go back to this B flat, 3rd fret of the G string, hit it twice, and then hit it one more time, and then hammer on to that C note, 5th fret of the G string, okay? So here's that whole section. This is part 3. Let's do that again. Okay, now let's do all 3 parts so far. Here we go. Part 2 and part 3. There you go, not too bad. Part 4 is going to sound like this. So good. Oh, so good. Okay, so how we're going to play this. 3rd finger, 5th fret of the G string, and you guessed it, we're going to bend it up again. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and move back to that 3rd fret, B flat. Okay, from there, going to the 5th fret, the D string, G. Okay, so let's do that again slowly. Okay. From there, go to the 4th fret of the A string. So it's a C sharp, or we'll call it a D flat. Okay, to D. And then with that 1st finger, go ahead and hit that B flat. Okay, 3rd fret of the G string. So let's do the whole thing. Again. That's the first part of the intro solo. So now what we're going to do is we're going to play very similar notes, but we're just going to bring it up the neck. That's going to sound like this. This is the 2nd half. Okay, really cool stuff. You can do this. So what we're going to do here, we're going to get our second finger this time. We're going to slide all the way up to G, 12th fret of the G string. So I guess if it were me, I do a very exaggerated kind of bend, or slide rather, but as long as we hear that note move, you can kind of slide it from anywhere you want. I like to really exaggerate it. So I guess like maybe 4th or 5th fret territory for me, but you can get a little closer if you want. So what we do there, strike that G note, okay? And then that B flat, 11th fret of the B string, we're going to strike that twice. Then go back to G, 12th fret. With your third finger, I want you to bend up at the 13th fret of the B string. There's another C, right? Bending it up to the D note. And then give it a little vibrato at the end of that second bend. I'll play it slowly. That's it. Let's do it again. It's good stuff. Good bluesy goodness in B flat. So this next part, okay, the second half of the solo, we're going to do that kind of dead move again, okay? What we're going to do this time, leading it up to the 16th fret of the B string, just like that. And again, using this part of our hand, striking downwards with a pick. First finger plays F, 13th fret of the high E string. Okay, Warren, I noticed, does this and uses his second finger to do that bend at the 13th fret. Okay, from that C, those series of C notes. But if you want to use your third finger, totally cool too. So let's do that slowly. There it is with the third finger, and let's do it the way I noticed Warren does it. Okay, either way, what makes you comfortable? It's really good stuff. As long as you got soul when you're playing it, it's good. All right, so that's what's happening there. Let's now look at the next part. Sounds like this. Just like that. So get that third finger. We're bending that C note again, 13th fret of the B string, bringing it back to true. Okay, kind of a pull off to that 11th fret B flat. Hear that? There's the pull off. From there, hit that B flat twice, then B flat to G, okay? Just like that, okay? So that's what's happening. Let's do those first three parts right now, nice and slowly. This is the second half of the solo. Here we go. Little vibrato. Just like that. Now, probably my favorite part of the solo is this bit here, the next part. So, what we're going to do here, we're going to get that F note, 13th fret of the high E string, give it a real good bend. Then you're going to bring it back to true, that F note. Okay, then go to that E flat. From there, go to the 14th fret of that B string. Okay, then landing on B flat, 11th fret of the B string. So I'll do that again. Really good bluesy line. Let's do that again. Then at the end, he just does two nice strong bends at that C note, 13th fret of the B string, and you just do two of them. That's the entire intro solo. Let's go through this nice and slowly, and then we'll start looking at the chords of the song, and then we're done, folks. And again, you enjoy the lesson, thumbs up. Really helps out a ton. So here we go. Let's do the second half, and then we'll combine all the parts together. Here we go. Just part two. And then into the verse. Now, let's do the whole thing. Follow along. 2, here we go. That's the solo, folks. Really great stuff. So really wanted to teach that because it is just so, so fun. All right, so now let's look at the rest of the song. We're going to look at a verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and the bridge. All right, so lucky for us, a lot of these chords are the same. Hope you like bar chords because we've got a bunch of them here today. So here is the verse. The verse is going to look like this. So pretty straightforward. So what we've got here is a B flat to an F chord to an E flat to a B flat, okay? And that's going to be repeated 3 times. So let me show you how to play those chords. So by watching Warren play this, it looks like sometimes he kind of hangs that thumb over and plays that chord. Could you easily do all of these as bar chords? If that's what's comfortable for you, great. But I noticed that the Warren grips it like this. So with the B flat, again, B flat, D, and F are going to be our notes here. Okay, first 4 fingers. Get that first, or let's start with the 3rd finger. Let's start that on the 8th fret of our A string. That's going to be F. Okay, then we have our B flat, 8th fret of the D string. Okay, then here we have D, 7th fret of the G string. And then we have our F, 6th fret of the B string. Just like that. If you want to overhang your thumb and hit that low B flat, absolutely. Okay, so that's what it's looking like, and to the best of my eyes and ears. So there's that shape. Now we're going to move this all the way up to F. Same exact shape, we're just moving it back. So we have B flat to that F. Okay, and again, F, A, C are our target centers for this chord. From there, E flat, bar chord, okay? So first finger across the A string and the high E string at the 6th fret. Again, E flat, G, and B flat, those are our tonal centers here for this chord. Okay, so that's just like that. From there, we got our 3rd finger, placing that, another little mini E flat triad right here with that 3rd finger, okay? Placing that on the 8th fret of the D string, G string, and B string respectively. The chord should sound like this. Okay? And throughout the song, Warren plays this in different inversions around the neck, which is really, really cool. So just like that, and then we go back to our B flat. Okay? That's repeated 3 times in the verse. So if we play through that slowly. Just to give you an idea, kind of hum along the melody there. Okay, so that repeats 3 times. On the final time, I'm kind of calling this the pre-chorus. It would be B flat to F. So instead of playing our E flat, B flat, we're going to do here, just going to switch out the chords. Really beautiful, really lifts us beautifully to get into that chorus. So that's going to be a G minor to an A flat. Really beautiful chords. So we're going to do here, to play that G minor. I said G minor, right? Well, it's G minor. So our first finger, I think I did, we're live folks. First finger, 3rd fret across the G string, B string, and high E string. So just like that. That's our G minor triad. Again, G, B flat, and D, 1 flat, 3, 5. Then our 3rd finger here on the G note, 5th fret of the D string. Here's the G minor chord, okay? So we've got that 1, 2 beats. Then we're gonna go to our A flat. Okay? So how we're gonna do this, okay? Your 3rd finger should be on the 6th fret of the A string. Your pinky finger should be on the 6th fret of the D string. Your 2nd finger should be on the 5th fret of the G string, and then your 1st finger right here on E flat, 4th fret, the B string. Again, A flat, C, and E flat are our target notes here. So to run through the verse in its entirety, it will sound like this. So B flat, F, E flat, B flat. It's do that 2 more times without the commentary. Last time. Okay, pre-chorus, B flat, F, G minor, just like my daddy used to say, just get your soul shine. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Pretty great stuff, pretty straightforward. So the chorus here, we're going to be including some inversions. Now, if you just want to play the chords in the way that we played them earlier, totally cool. He plays E flat in a particularly cool way, so I'm going to show you how to play that because I think it's awesome. All right, so the chorus, just to give you an idea. Soulshine, better than moonshine, da 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 da, sure better than the rain. Okay, from there we're going to go to B flat, to F, then to G minor, A flat, B flat. So, going back to saying, wait a second, what did he do with that E flat? It's so delicious and wonderful. Okay, so instead of playing E flat like this, as a bar chord, which you can totally do, this really kind of perks things up. I think it's really cool. So what we're going to do here, so we have this E flat. Within this bar chord, we have a tiny triad of it here, okay, at the 8th fret of the D string, G string, and B string, right? So we have that E flat, and what we're going to do is we're just going to change the root. So instead of the root being here, we're going to move it to first inversion. We're going to put this third there, okay? So what we're going to do is get this first finger up. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to strum this chord, and we're going to get this third finger at the 10th fret, which is our G. Okay? Hammer on, do it twice. Notice how it sounds with the rest of the chords. So we've got B flat to F, E flat, here we go, and then back to B flat. Now, say this is a little too much of a skip, going from this F all the way to this E flat. You can easily play F somewhere else. So let me show you that too. So all you can do is get that first finger, placing it across the 10th fret of the D string, G string, and B string, or F, A, and C, they're all there. Okay, if we're being particular, there's C. Okay, there's F, and there's A, all the 10th fret of their respective strings. So check this out, B flat, F, E flat, then back to B flat. You got to let your soul shine. Da 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 da. Better than moonshine. Sure is better than rain. It's great. Ugh, such a great song. Okay, so that goes through there, and then to finish out the chorus, we got B flat to F to G minor. Soulshine just for the break of day. A flat to B flat. And there's your chorus. Now, from there, we go to a verse 2 into a second chorus, and then from that second chorus, we go into a bridge. So if we're listening to the album version, this is going to be the 3-minute 55-second mark. So there's a bit of a little pickup with the F chord that leads into this bridge. So I'm going to pretend I'm playing the back end of the chorus leading into the bridge for context. That's going to sound like this. To F, here comes that G minor. A flat, B flat, into our bridge, go into our solo. So what were the chords I'm playing? What are we doing? What's happening? So again, that little bit of a pickup into that bridge, play that F chord after that B flat at the end of the chorus. We're gonna play G minor. We're gonna do this for 1 bar with 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then E flat comes next. We're gonna do this for 2 bars of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, 1 bar of B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a new chord that's being introduced. We're gonna be playing a D minor. Okay, so for those of you who don't know how to play it, I'll show you. D, F, and A are our target centers here. 1 flat, 3, 5, first finger across the 5th fret of the A string through the high E string, okay? From there, we're gonna get our 2nd finger, placing that on A, 7th fret of the D string. Pinky finger rather, is going to go on the 7th fret of the G string. It's another G note, okay? And then our 2nd finger, Angela, 2nd finger is on the 6th fret of the B string is F. Blah, there we go, D, F, and A, they're all there. Strum it just like that, that's what the chord should sound like. Okay, play that for a bar of 4. Back to that E flat, we know this one. Now to A flat, just like that. Now this F that we play at the end of the bridge, when I was watching some live versions of Government Mule with Warren Haynes playing this, looked like he was playing a bar chord. Okay, so just like that, at least on the particular live version that I saw. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna play through this nice and slowly, the bridge. So here we go. 1, with that pickup. 3, 4, here comes that F. 1, 2, 3, 4, G minor. E flat, 2 bars. To our B flat. D minor. E flat. A flat bar chord to F. Let's do a chorus, B flat. F. E flat. B flat. You got to let your soul shine. It's better than moonshine. You got to let your soul shine. Shine through the break of day. That's the song. Really, really great stuff. That solo is incredible. So after that bridge, another solo happens over the verses. So could you absolutely take from some of those notes and some of those lines that we see in the intro solo? Absolutely. Some really, really cool, tasty stuff. So there's so much stuff that you can take from that, and I encourage you to listen to a lot of live versions of this, because there's so many variations and always a source of inspiration for me. Warren Haynes is absolutely one of my favorite guitar players ever, and if you're not familiar with him, please go and look up his entire catalog right after this lesson. Just such a huge fan of his songwriting and his singing and his playing. Just it's really, really great stuff to watch and to be inspired by. So yeah, that's Soulshine, folks. Have so much fun with that. Such a beautiful song. Pay special attention to the lyrics too. They're quite beautiful, very uplifting song. As always, wishing you so much success in your musical journeys. These lessons are such a blast for me to do week after week. It's truly a joy, truly a joy. I want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me do these lessons, and most certainly I want to thank all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing these videos with your friends. Thank you for being so kind to one another in the comments. I see it, and it is so, so appreciated. We are all students of the craft, including myself. I am humbled by this instrument every single day, and it is just such a joy to be a guitar mentor and share the things that I know with all of you. So again, wishing you so much success, and if you're in LA, August 2nd at the Mint, would love to see you. So